Kieran, your avatar's a little Fortnite llama.
Yeah, because that was my life for quite a while.
Spin the game up. Spin the game up.
It's not a disc, is it?
Hello guys, Andy from NGB here and welcome to another Let's Look At video. And we're looking at some games, aren't we?
Just the one game
Just
now.
the one game.
Just the
Just
one
one
game.
game. I'm with Kieran.
Hello.
And Johnny's over there.
Vroom, vroom.
on his own. He's still in a dark corner if you've watched our Elden Ring videos, so, you know. Sorry, the lighting's still not great. But I don't think Johnny cares very much.
I work best in shadow.
You were best in shadow. We're looking at Grid Legends. Legends?
Legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
Grid Legends.
Yeah.
And Kieran's going to take us through a little bit of Grid Legends. What's going on? What's this gentleman doing on the telephone, Kieran?
Well. I'm going to jump into the first mission. I was going to say mission. Race of the story.
It's got a story.
It's got a
It's got a story.
It's got a story mode.
Good
with
lord.
Live action cutscenes.
And are they good?
Well, let's have a look.
That means no.
It's
Interesting.
yeah. It's
Okay.
I'm interested.
It's different.
Colour me interested, because I am.
Different.
Grid Legumes.
Yeah. Here we go. So
Okay.
So is this game footage or is this actual cars?
this is
It's game, isn't it?
game footage.
Game footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the story, there are elements of gameplay.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay.
And then there are little cutscenes in between.
Okay.
And then there are actual races that you participate in.
Oh, hello.
That's a real man.
It's like I'm watching a telly.
Yes. So there's a crash at the start of the game, and then you do a little bit of racing, and then it says, right, what do you want to do? Do you want to start your own story, or do you want to go and continue the story? Basically, continue the story sets you 16 months prior to the crash, and this is where we are.
Right.
So do we play as Marcus?
No.
Okay, right.
So,
What is that, Marcus?
yes, that's the,
I assumed that because
Yeah.
that was his name on the door. Yeah.
yeah, he's the owner of Seneca Racing Team,
Right.
which is a... They've struggled in the Grid series.
It's tough on the grid.
Yeah, they've struggled.
Is
And-
it a bit like The Office with cars?
Right, that is a reference I've made in my review.
I've not read your review.
That is a... Yes, it's very much like that. There are looks to the camera, there's shaky cam, there's interviews.
Is it meant to be funny?
No. Well, okay, so there are elements where it's supposed to be funny.
Right.
And it doesn't always land.
Okay.
Sometimes it does. There are... Right, to be fair to it, there are some bits that are genuinely good.
Okay.
Actually, I would say good.
Okay.
There's like 10% of it that's good. The rest of it is quite...
He's gone back. He's watching his replays.
Yeah, so there's bits like this where it's sort of on a CG background, and
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
this is
tell.
a little bit of trivia.
Trivia.
I dropped earlier.
What trivia are you going to drop?
Apparently, it uses the same tech as the Mandalorian.
Oh,
I
and
don't
the
know if
Boba
it's-
Fett's.
And the Boba
All
Fett's.
them Disney shows that use the
Yeah.
expensive Unreal Engine stuff.
I don't know if it's the exact set, but it's the same sort of setup. Where
I mean, it doesn't look like Tatooine,
no, it doesn't.
so it's probably not the
probably,
exact setup.
probably not, is it, Andrew?
No.
But it doesn't do it to as good an effect.
So we're in
That was in the
London.
before times.
Yeah. So basically,
When you say the before times, do you mean
Before the world went to shit.
before the world went shit?
Well, the most recent time it went to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going shit on a fairly regular basis at the minute, but we don't talk about
We
politics.
don't do politics.
We don't do politics.
So, you're this blue car.
yeah. So you joined Seneca Racing as
Right.
driver 22.
Okay.
That's an ambiguous name.
It's a bit of a gamble. You're a rookie.
Okay.
Just bringing you on to try and hopefully.
You're a bit argy-bargy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a bit.
Bit dirty.
A little bit dirty in this.
Okay.
But they do get in your way a lot. So.
Is that what Driver 22 does, though? As you're playing Driver 22? Driver
Yeah, when
22
I embody his character,
he's a bit filthy when he's
he's
driving.
a bit of a savage on
Yeah.
the track.
Okay.
But yeah, you basically just race around a little bit.
I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it does look very much like the last Grid game that I played.
Yeah, so
Look how shiny the back of the car is, though.
Very shiny.
I like that.
the general takeaway from this game is that it's perfectly fine. It's an okay racer. It's not going to offend you.
Apart from when
Often
you do
offended
that.
by racing games.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, Johnny's just had to sit through me playing Elden Ring, so nothing's going to offend him.
So yeah, it's sort of it's fine. It's fine. And I think if it had released at a different time,
What, like not just before Gran Turismo 7
yes,
came out?
then maybe it would get away with it. But I think because it is so sort of okay, I think it's basically overshadowed and forgotten about.
Do you think it's kind of playing to a different audience though? Because it's more of an arcade racer, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is, but then they do sort of lean into the sim racing a little bit.
Okay.
So if I just, I bet I can't do it mid-game now, can I? So yeah, so there's a couple of options here where you can sort of like disable assist and things like that.
He's got AI set to hard, mate. He's
He's
got good. He's got good.
There are two other harder difficulties.
Oh, so it's hard to default.
Hard to no, it's not. That's the middle ground. That's the middle
Okay.
ground. But you've got sort of ABS and traction control and stuff
Yeah.
like that on here.
Yeah.
And you can sort of change your racing lines and things like that. So there are elements of sort of like sim racing in this. But yeah, it does kind of it sort of treads between both. It's like a bit of a middle ground, a sort of sim arcade racer. And it is one of those things where if you really like racing games, you might jump in and think, I know how these cars are going to handle. It's like, well, no, you don't.
Okay.
They're a bit. They all feel a bit
You
sort of
look like.
light.
I was going to say, you look like it's turning a bit slow.
Yeah, so it's really strange. So there's they're just basically they feel like they're floating really.
Right.
Cars. And you get used to it. Well, I mean, with any sort of racing game, you get used to it after you play it a bit. But yeah, it does have sort of dual sense feedback as well.
Okay.
Which initially is a little bit off-putting because the triggers just randomly lock up when you're trying to.
Nice. That's exactly what you need, isn't
If you're
it?
trying to brake too hard, then there'll be a bit of resistance.
Can you disable that though? Presumably you can disable.
I think you probably can actually.
Right.
I haven't, and I just like to complain about it instead.
Okay, fine.
That sounds quite good to me, though. Actually.
It does sound good
I
until
like that.
until it annoys you.
Well, it's another thing where you do get used to it as well.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'll be honest. It's not something where you think, "Oh, I'd rather get it on the PS5 because it has that feature." It's not. It doesn't have that.
It's
much
like
to
a.
the game.
It's just a theme.
It's a thing.
Can we talk about Central London being closed for a race?
Yeah.
That's just
I have thought that ever since they did the same thing in Project Gotham.
because
Was it Project Gotham 3? Had
It's
a
not-
London set track, and I
it's
was
not
like,
Monaco.
hang about.
It's fucking
How?
London.
yeah. I think we need to do a bit of research. Do they have races in central London?
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say
Unless
no.
the marathon.
I'll find
They
out.
have
You
the
two
London
talk about the
Marathon.
video game, and I'm going to have a look.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the start now, we're just basically, as it said there, we're just impressing Marcus. So
Right.
You can sort of join Seneca.
Mm.
And as you go through, you start getting introduced to the other racing teams and their racers, their top racers.
Okay.
The whole thing is basically just.
What is this little spindly car?
These are your open wheel racers.
Right.
And they're a little bit.
Spindly.
Yeah. They're all over the shop.
Mm. Ooh. Nice.
So actually, it's more difficult to race like this, but it is where the game works best.
I was-
Especially in sort of when it's night time and raining.
Yeah.
If you work through your car that's got a windscreen,
Mm.
you got all like the rain splashing on the screen. It's actually generally quite immersive.
Okay.
But yeah, it's sort of.
I'm going to hazard a guess at a no, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Although my phone did initially want to search for cat races in central London.
Now
which
I'm
would
interested.
have been infinitely more
Now I'm in.
interesting. Yeah.
I think
Cat racing.
I play that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be future DLC.
I mean, it looked. Do you know what? The little cockpit view looks really tasty in your little Formula car.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? I thought it looked a bit not detailed enough.
I don't know. It's dark, isn't it? Though.
It all looks very smooth and not detailed to me. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh.
It does have a rewind.
It's got the Forza Rewind.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if you mess up the corner.
Gordon will hate that.
He does not like. games that allow you to rewind, but you can turn that off, presumably.
Yeah. Turn it off.
So do you get like an experience boost if you turn off the things like you do in Forza?
No, that's the one thing. So Forza sort of encourages you to play against harder AI and things like that.
Yeah.
Because of the bonuses.
Whereas this, you just make the game harder because you hate yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly it. And then you can say to your friends that I beat a race against expert AI, and then they'll all like you.
And then you do stuff like that, and then you rewind it.
I mean, I don't have friends, so
Okay.
that was a joke. But the story, go back to the story.
What to you?
That you are
Okay,
Colleagues.
my main problem with the story, apart from the really cringy writing and performances, is that it's not really like an integrated thing. It's almost like, here's a cutscene, now do a race that's vaguely linked to the thing you just watched. Now here's another cutscene. And then later on, there's bits where, so you'll crash in a race as part of the story, but that's just played as a cutscene rather than an actual race. So it's like, oh, here's a race you did where you crashed. It's like,
But you didn't actually do the race.
No, and I think if they sort of expanded on that a little bit and kind of tied that into the gameplay and almost triggered a crash to happen while you're racing, that would just make it feel a little bit more integrated.
Because I'm sure one of the earlier games in this series had like a story that you could play through that actually did have that, where it had scripted stuff that happened in the races.
See, the only one I can remember is Need for Speed Run.
That might be what I'm thinking of. That's a different series, isn't it?
Well, they've been bought by EA now, haven't they? So,
but didn't they also have like FMV cutscenes as well?
Need for Speed did.
Yeah.
The reboot that was in...
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to guess when it was. It's very similar to that.
Right.
It's that sort of thing where...
So outside of the story, what can you do
well,
in your grid? Legends.
Is there dialogue
Grid
choices?
legends.
Grid legends. So, no.
Is there dialogue choices?
No dialogue choices.
Is there side quests?
No side quests.
Okay.
You just go through the whole thing. But if you're not into this, if you don't like the story, you think, not for me, then there is a traditional sort of career mode where you've basically just got a load of events that you can play through. A lot of them are open from the start, so you can say, oh, I want to do the drift events, or I want to focus on something else instead. But it does get to a point where you have to complete so many events to unlock the next set. But that's your more traditional sort of campaign, as it would be. The only thing with that is they've made it quite convoluted in that they're all in different sort of... Well, it's within one menu area, but you've got to keep backing out of the categories to go into another category. It's a little bit fiddly. The previous game was a lot better because it had this timeline. It was just like, here's all your events, and you can just choose which one you want to play. But yeah, if you're not into this, there is more to play. There's online mode as well. I can't test that at the moment because the servers aren't live. But apparently it's 22 players online.
Isn't that great? It's like Elden Ring. Couldn't try the online on that because the servers weren't live.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And there's a race creator mode, which I thought was going to be a bit like Dirt 5's playground mode.
Right.
But it's not. It's basically, what race do you want to do? Pick a track. Pick how many laps you want.
So like a traditional free race.
Yes. That sort of thing.
So that's what we call the traditional free race now.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, I mean, it's not... Probably being a bit harsh. It's not a bad game by any stretch.
I mean, it doesn't look like a bad game. It looks like it could be quite fun.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's launching at probably the wrong time if you've got a PlayStation 5.
It feels like I mean, as well with Xbox, are people still playing Forza? But I guess again, it's a track racing game, and Forza Horizon doesn't have that kind of track racing that folks will want.
No, exactly, and I know motorsport's on the way. When is it called?
Yeah. Who can say?
But I think if you are into track racing games, you probably like it. It's fine. It's alright.
It's fine.
9 out of 10.
It's got. Do the cars do good?
They do alright. Weirdly, the cars seem like a bit of an afterthought in the game, which is a strange.
They spend most of their time recording in the. They got very excited when they could be in the Mandalorian set.
We spent all our money on the Star Wars set, guys.
It feels like a lot of effort's been put into that. And
Yeah.
it's sort of been It's not even that it's been cut back.
Do you know what? I get what Johnny's saying actually. Looking at the dash there, the kind of the
Does it
texture
look
on
that
the
good, doesn't
dash.
it, to me?
Let's get out of that.
There we go. That's better.
The texture's not
Shiny
there.
car, shiny car.
One other strange thing as well is the soundtrack, or lack thereof. Basically, throughout the story, you have these kind of bits of music playing when you're racing. But in the other career mode, you don't have any sound like music at all. Some people might like that. You can just slap on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. But, it does mean that when you're in the electric cars, which have no sound, it's like this countdown that starts like 3, 2, 1, go, and you're like, it's just this massive anticlimax.
I mean, I'll be honest. When I used to play racing games, I did used to turn the soundtrack off just so that I could hear that. Oh, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I know some people
cars.
do prefer that. So I mean, people might like that. I quite like having a bit of music on in the background. But I mean, there's options for the consoles, so it's not a big issue.
No.
But yeah,
so, yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all
I never know when we're recording this whether the review is going to be up. When's the embargo for the review on this?
Review's going to be up on Friday.
The review will be up when this video's up. So yeah, go hunt down the review for Kieran's full thoughts on Grid Legends.
Oh my god, there's a ghost car.
Ghost car. Is that like in Dark Souls where you have like a ghost of another player?
That's the ghost of me.
It's the ghost of you.
Ghost of Kieran Past.
The ghost of Kieran Past. There he is, following you. He's keeping quite close. But yeah, Grid Legends.
Grid Legends.
Full review will be linked at the end of this video because it will be live at the time that we put this video live. What do you think, Johnny? Are you going to be playing Grid Legends?
Probably not. I do like a racing game, but I like them arcadey. My Forzas, that's my kind of thing. So this probably not. It's not really grabbing me.
Okay, I might give it a go at some point. I don't think I'm going to be running out to get it, but it doesn't look terrible. I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
I'll give it a go.
Pick it up later.
Pick it up later. Pick it up later.
Yeah. Later on in the year.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Do you know what you did when you said EA own it now? I'd not registered because of course it's Codemasters, isn't it? But it's got the EA logo.
Yes.
That is weird. Now I think about it.
Will it come to EA Play, whatever it's called?
Maybe on Xbox.
Yeah.
Let's see. Don't know. Maybe sometime down the line. Who can say?
How exciting!
But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Comments down below, and
ding the bell.
Ding the bell if you want. Johnny's not got the bell.
Ding the bell.
Ding the bell.
Ding the bell.
Stop. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching. Come back for another video soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.